Hi, I'm Christopher Warnock of Renaissance Astrology, and I'm very pleased to announce our second edition of our fabulous Jupiter Cazimi Talismans. So we had an incredible, I just blew my mind how many we sold of the first edition. People were very excited about them. They just flew out the door. And what that means is that the price shot up. And because Renaissance Astrology Talismans, the pricing there is based on the power, but overall, the key thing that comes into price is scarcity. Because all our talismans are made in strictly limited editions and they sell out really quickly. And as they sell out, the price just goes, which is exactly what happened with the Jupiter Cazimi. So I'm really happy to have the second edition. Again, we have a reasonable number of these, so we can have a more reasonable price. And basically, when it comes to Jupiter Cancer Cazimi, I think you've all heard about. I think there's been a lot of excitement, a lot of people talking about how wonderful it is to have Jupiter in Cancer, and where Jupiter's exalted. And now Jupiter, of course, is the greater fortune, the most benefic planet in the traditional sources, and certainly everyone's favorite planet for wealth, good fortune, prosperity, and wisdom. So if you're looking at for a wealth talisman, the first planet that you're going to look at is Jupiter. That's really, as I said, everyone's favorite planet for wealth, good fortune, and prosperity. So you start off with Jupiter being number one for wealth. Okay, then you got Jupiter exalted, which is fabulous, very strong essential dignity. Then these talismans are supercharged by being Jupiter Cazimi, Jupiter in the heart of the sun. So what is Cazimi? So when we say it's Cazimi in the heart of the sun, in order to be Cazimi, a planet needs to be within 16 minutes, okay, of the sun. Now, a degree is as small as we use. I mean, that's a very, very small amount. I would say, we're talking about, orbs, you'd be 10 degrees away, whatever, 8 degrees, 16 minutes, 60 minutes in a degree. So very, very close. What this means is Cazimi only happens for a very, very brief amount of time, okay? And so it's really almost a truism in medieval Renaissance astrology that the shorter the factor is in place, in time, the more precise it is in focus. And in this case, the more powerful the effects are. So being Cazimi, being able to get an election with Cazimi in it is incredibly difficult. Okay, you're trying to get all your regular factors, which are hard enough, and you try to add Cazimi into it, which is even smaller. Very difficult to get it. Now, I guess I said these are exalted, and have Jupiter culminating and Jupiter planetary hour. So we've managed to pack in an incredible number of factors. I mean, typically with Cazimi, we may have just the sign of Cazimi, right? That's pretty normal to just because the way you've got only a short period of time to get that. You're not going to be able to have it rising, not going to have it culminating as you would normally, but it doesn't matter because Cazimi is so powerful. Again, maybe not have the right planetary hour, but again, it doesn't matter with the Cazimi talisman because Cazimi wipes all of that. But to have that as a bonus, wow, what an incredible election these are, and how incredibly powerful. So let's just look at some of what our both medieval sources and contemporary traditional astrologers say about Cazimi. So Ibn Ezra says Cazimi indicates everything good in all affairs. Guido Bonatti says when a planet's Cazimi, it's made strong because it's said to be in the sun's forge that is in his heart. In other words, this is an additional dignity on top of the normal dignities. William Lilly says all authors do hold a planet in Cazimi to be fortified thereby. So Deb Houlding, she calls Cazimi, she says, a state of solar-empowered brilliance where the two planets are fused to act as one. And then John Frawley says, a planet Cazimi is likened to a man who's raised up and sits beside the king. Said, if you're the king's favorite in his bosom, you have great power. So again, everyone's universally, all of our sources, whether you're looking at, as I said, a medieval source or looking at contemporary traditional astrologers, all agree that Cazimi is just absolutely fabulous state to be in. So, in short, these talismans by themselves, I said just Jupiter Cancer Exalted is a great talisman, but when you're Cazimi, you're taking all that and you're supercharging it. And if that wasn't enough, the Jupiter Cazimi talismans are optimized for great riches and wisdom. So, really glad to be offering these talismans. Check those out. Again, since we have the new edition in, we're able to have, like I said, the price went up and up and up on the first edition. We can have a more reasonable price here. Check those out. But definitely, like I said, right now, everyone's really excited about Jupiter Cancer, and this is a way to get that Jupiter Cancer power and really take it to another really high, incredible level. So let me just show you the talismans. Gorgeous looking. You can see here the bronze talismans. Here is the front talisman design. This is a black and white, this sort of blown up version of exactly what the design is. Really gorgeous. You can see the Jupiter there united with the sun, fused in Cazimi with the Jupiter symbol, and then the Cancer symbol. This is Jupiter and Cancer. And let me just show you, these are the consecration image of the lion head there, lion-headed Jupiter, that we provide with the Jupiter Cancer Cazimi talismans. So really amazing talismans. Check these out. I think you'll really be excited about them. I do want to point out that because of all the incredible disruption and everything we've had going on with the world trade and tariffs and everything like that, it's becoming increasingly difficult for the talismans to get to me. I haven't really had any problem sending them out to people outside the United States, but the U.S. is getting really messed up. So what that means is that our ability to have more talismans is kind of up in the air at the moment. So because people email me, when are you going to get this? When are you going to get that? As if it's just like snap your fingers and it's possible. Things are so messed up that basically you got to take a look at what's available on the website. If you see a talisman that you like, you want to get it, because I'll tell you 100% what's going to happen. That is going to get up in price as they sell out, and then eventually they're going to be gone completely. So don't sit on this. Don't look at that and say, oh, maybe I'll get it later, whatever. If this, again, it's talisman that you're excited about, that your intuition says get it, go ahead and get it now. Because all that's going to happen is the price is going to go up and it's going to disappear. So anyhow, check out the Jupiter Cazimi talismans. Great talismans. Awesome to have second edition of these in, so a wider a number of people can actually have access to this great power. I have had one sitting right here next to my workstation, and I really feel like it has, again, supercharged my business and really increased sales during the period that I had it. So again, it's a good example of my personal side. And what could happen for you? It's unpredictable. There's no way to predict for any person what the effects are going to be, but certainly you can say personally that I've had a really positive effect from them. So check out the bronze Jupiter Cazimi talismans, and I think you'll be as excited about them as I have and all the other customers that rushed out and got it when they were first available.